Hello everyone, it's me. I have a video for you. It's about analog horror. It's a tier list, as you probably saw from the title. Now this is a very subjective list, and I don't expect you to take my opinions super serious. So with that being said, enjoy the video. First on our list is Winter of '83. This thing was boring, like really boring. In fact, I straight up fell asleep multiple times trying to watch it. And because of that, it's going to be our only F tier. Now, let's take a little itty bitty peek at the D tier. Now these ones are the ones that aren't exactly bad, just boring, but not as boring as F tier. And we are starting with the Monument Mythos by the Manticore. So this one is interesting, because it's not bad. In fact, it has some cool concepts, it just seems to fumble every time. Now the next two are gonna be ranked together, because if I had ranked them separately it would have been hell for me to do. This is because they both fail to have any interesting qualities after the first episode. These two being Shinsonic, which feels like it would be at home on creepypasta.org, and Harmony and Horror. Now, this one is hard to take seriously as it looks like your run-of-the-mill analog horror designed to make you think dolls and cartoon characters are scary. It fails at doing that. Moving on, we have The Man in the Suit by Unknowingly. This one has some concepts that could be interesting if given to the right crowd. Unfortunately, I am not that crowd. It also feels like it relies on the shock of the concept alone to carry the series as opposed to having interesting concepts in all the episodes. With that, we have wrapped up our D tier. Now on to the C tier. We're starting off with the Nixon verse. This is just more of Monument Mythos, but slightly more interesting. Everything I said for Monument Mythos goes for this as well, it's just better executed. Next we have _Wavert. This one is not that bad, just mid is all. For example, it has some episodes such as the first and second that have such cool visuals, but after that, it just gets a bit repetitive. Onto the Blue Channel. This one is pretty neat, that's why it's near the top of the C tier. It just misses the mark on a few things. What are those few things? Episodes. It just doesn't have much going on, other than Tholison, which is carrying the series on its back. Like the first two episodes have literally nothing going on, and I can't say the others are quite better. Thus it has earned its place in the C tier. Next is the Backrooms. Now I know that you may be wondering why the Backrooms are so low on the list. The simple answer, it's not all that complex. Not that that's bad, it just suffers from a lack of mystery due to that. Next 1111. We have finally made it to the B tier. Now we have some good stuff. We start with the Mandela catalog. Some say it's the best, not me. That doesn't mean it's bad though. All the episodes have something interesting to offer, it's just that they rely on the scary text-to-speech voice way too often. I am, however, glad that they are upping the quality drastically. Now the next quote, end quote, is actually an entire creator, that creator being Vintage 8. Yay yay yay. Now the reason I didn't just pick a few of their stuff and put it onto the list is because I firmly believe nothing they have made is below B tier. I don't exactly know what the reason is, but their stuff is just really interesting, and that's that. Now next we have a really hot take, that being The Painter by Urban Spook. Now I know you may be thinking, The Painter over the Mandela catalog and Monument Mythos, this guy must be insane. No, I just think it's good, not the best and slightly above average. Like I get that it is a teeny tiny bit edgy, but the good outweighs the bad. For example, the art is amazing, like literally, I wish I was that good at art. It was also refreshing for the big bad in an analog horror to be a normal person. It also has some amazing voice acting, like the lady in Family, really outed herself on that bit, and the screams of Tina in the last episode were so good. Like I don't think any other analog horror, with the exception of one, has better voice acting than these two episodes of The Painter. The video footage at the beginning of the last episode is also really good looking. Next is Local 58, basically the first analog horror. It's just peak. Now I do have some complaints. First, it doesn't do enough with the episodes, not that that's bad, I just think it could have had so much more going on. 2. The upload schedule is trash. Like, was that one video a year? Yes, there was a point in time where it took a year to get a new video, and we are back to that. Please Mr. Local 58, I'm starving for more. Next is the entirety of Dr. Nowhere. Now this one is relatively new, and it's already become so good. Like, I can't even express how much I like Dr. Nowhere's work. I hope he continues on this path of banger videos. Next is the Smile Tapes. Well, I have to admit it is rather goofy. It has a cool premise. Like a zombie fungus that makes you smile. That's really cool. It also has this spiritual vibe with the people that get infected being almost like a cult before the big invasion of Type Cs. No, not the Charger, at the end. And I also really like how the ending is so vague with the white lights. Next we have No Through Road. Now this is less of an analog horror and more of a found footage type thing, but I figured I'd include it anyway as it is so good. I really like the concept of the looping road, and the killers being an evil version of one of them is so cool. Now we are on to the heavy hitters. A tier. We open up our tier with the Walter Files. I really like the fact that it's all 2D animation, and the fact that it wears its influences on its sleeves. Now, it may be similar to FNAF, but it does so much different that it gets a pass. I like how the killer initially didn't mean to kill the children as it was due to a car crash. I also like how they imply that it's Jack Walton that possessed Bond into killing the people working at Bond's Burgers. Now, we have an all-time favorite of mine up next. Gemini Home Entertainment. This is a masterpiece. It hits the vibe that Local 58 was going for perfectly. My only problem is that they use the law of threes so often that it gets predictable when something bad will happen. But other than that, I have no complaints. It does what it's there to do, scare you and give you some very interesting concepts to think about. My favorite is Deep Root Disease. Like, that's such an interesting concept for a sickness. Now this one is not really an analog horror, per se, but it's got that analog aesthetic, so I'm having it on the list. Angel Hair. First off, I am a sucker for biblical elements in horror. It's one of my favorite things. Secondly, I like how it's not trying to scare you as much as it's trying to provide a good story. And 3, it just pulls at my heartstrings, man. I don't know what to say. It hits you in the feels in just the right way, and I think that's beautiful, and also what earned it its place in the A tier. We are capping our A tier off with Midwest Angelica. This one is so good, like so good. The biblical themes, the disease aspect, and the cult. It feels like it was designed just for me, but it falters due to it becoming less of what I wanted from it and more cosmic than I initially expected, thus keeping it from that coveted spot in the S tier. Speaking of the S tier, we got to put some stuff in there, don't we? The 4th spot in the S tier goes to Woodlands National Park by Buddy Films. This one just has it all. The woods, secret government conspiracies, cryptids. This just has so much cool stuff in it. Sunglasses on, smiling face emoji. I also love their use of practice effects, like the Wendigo's head and the severed arm. At number 3 we have White Stag Education by White Stag Education. This one is like Woodlands National Park's religious cousin, without the government conspiracy. It's just a shame it seems to be over. I was looking forward to seeing more from them. At number 2 we have Greylock. I remember when I was first introduced to it. I had woken up early one Saturday and decided to watch some analog horror content when I stumbled onto a video by the YouTuber Chromagen. It was about the first 7 videos, I think. But after watching that video, I had to see it for myself. After that I started watching Greylock, and it was amazing. I can't describe the terror I felt in the following days. It was probably the only horror series to get me scared. At least that would be the case if not for one other analog horror, Vita Carnis. I want to start this one off with a thank you to the creator of Vita Carnis, Darian Quilloy. I don't think I would even be interested in writing anything if it wasn't for him. I remember I found Vita Carnis before the crawl pen video was made. Right then and there, I was hooked like a junkie on crack. Every time a new video would come out, I was there. Every time a new video would come out, I would find a new thing to spook me. And that continued to happen all until season 2 started. Then it was less fear and more excitement. The arc with Caracas becoming like the Carnis cult from season 1 was amazing. The upgrade in production value was amazing. The voice acting, the art, the animation was amazing. I do not believe that there is any other analog horror that can beat this one. If you made it this far, thank you. This is my first video, so I'd be glad to get a like or maybe a subscription. This is not the only type of videos that will be uploaded to this channel. Expect some Roblox content or even commentary videos in the future. And again, thanks for watching. Close bracket.